So welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and once again we're racing a car in A-Class, and this is the 2016 Renault Clio R.S. 16 concept. Now, as you can see by the stats, it's all fairly good in terms of handling, braking and top speed. Launch and acceleration aren't the best, and that's purely because it's got 405 horsepower going through those front wheels. So yeah, that's obviously a lot of power to ask out of a front wheel drive car. Had some issues with that kind of thing with the MG6 X-Power when I tried it out with its front wheel drive layout with around 425 horsepower. So yeah, it's a big ask for a front wheel drive car to deal with that level of power, but I have given it a load of upgrades which we'll go through once we start racing. But yeah, no doubt that this is a lot faster in terms of its acceleration, and yeah, its top speed as well, as it's now able to do 178 miles an hour, which is bonkers for a Clio. Yeah, so yeah, not the best acceleration off the line. Just spinning up those front wheels like mad. But yeah, it's now got 355 pounds-feet of torque as well, which is again a lot asking out of this. And it's now a 2.3 litre inline-4 turbocharged engine, so about 300cc more than usual, which is obviously a lot. But it's got semi-slick tyres now. It's got wider tyres front and rear as well. It's also lower in terms of suspension, has upgraded brakes, has an upgraded clutch, has a race transmission, has a race drive line, slightly lighter by about 100 or so pounds. And yeah, all in all, it's an impressive car given the amount of power that's going just through those front wheels, which obviously also having to deal with most of the braking and all of the steering. So yeah, it's obviously not working for us right now, but I feel like this will have its time at some point. No less understeering there than a Lamborghini of all things. So it has all-wheel drive and we only have front-wheel drive. Pretty mad that we get a Clio up to these kinds of speeds, quite frankly. I mean, yeah, this was already a pretty powerful car. It had 270 horsepower stock, so it was hardly a low-powered car. It's usually one of the most powerful Renaults that are out there, concept or otherwise. So yeah, hardly a slouch stock, but it's definitely been improved now. Clip the wall there a little bit. It does take some getting used to with the level of power going for the front wheels, because it is easy for it to catch you out at times, and at other times it will surprise you. Pretty sure there's probably a better way to upgrade this car though. I imagine all-wheel drive would make it quicker off the line. Perhaps a little bit more stable through some of the corners, but it would also add weight. It would also add the possibility of oversteer. We saw that big time with the Megane on Extreme Off-Road Silly Bills, which gave that all-wheel drive. With its small wheelbase and lightweight body, it was oversteering quite a lot. We wouldn't have been last had the other two not quit out, but quite frankly, for its first outing, I'm fairly impressed. Yep, that was fairly impressive to be honest. Again, considering it's my first ever race with it, I only tested it a little bit in the open worlds. Which obviously is nowhere near the kind of race conditions that you'd normally get. And yeah, decent lap time, less than a second behind the Bone Shaker, which no doubt has more power than us, and he's able to put that power down better because it's rear wheel drive. So yeah, I'm overall alright with that. Obviously though, we are not the best here, either as a driver or as a car, but I've always been a fan of the underdog vehicle. So yeah, this is now able to do 0 to 60 in 5.237 seconds and 0 to 100 in 9.908 seconds. So yeah, comfortably quicker in a straight line than it was standard. It's very rare that you'd find a hot hatchback going 0 to 100 in less than 10 seconds. So yeah, that just shows how much power is in this car now. And it only weighs 2,520 pounds, so yeah, hell of a lot of power in something that's very small and yeah, not weighing all that much either. So this is a bit more of a, well, it looks like a little more of a tight circuit, so maybe the front wheel drive agility of this will come through. Just have to keep the understeer in check. Brakes are very good, probably the strongest part of this car. So yeah, there's some exciting announcements coming for this game, by the way, in the next couple of days, I feel. Judging by the screenshot for the upcoming live stream Forza we're going to be doing. So yeah, we're looking like we're going to have the new Nissan Z car, which I'm looking forward to. Definitely the best looking Z car that we've had since the 90s, so oh dear, I don't know where that coming from, that oversteer. But yeah, come on. It's a really rather egregious amount of penalty there, given that we didn't exactly gain anything from that crash. And obviously the new Forza Motorsport game is getting a live stream as well on Wednesday, which again I'm also looking forward to. Finally get some details on that game, hopefully a release date as well, because yeah, the release date has been up in the air for ages now. I really do hope it's within the next couple of months at least, because I have to say I have missed a track game. Been loving this game, and I still will love this game even if Forza Motorsport comes out and this is still getting you know, new cars added to the game and new expansion and whatever else. So yeah, I'm all for both games running alongside one another, quite frankly, because they both offer different experiences. And yeah, this is obviously the less serious side of the Forza franchise, but no less fun either. Really doesn't like bumps, this. The rock hard suspension that we've had to give it to keep it under control under normal circumstances means that it rocks and rolls under any kind of bumps. This is obviously a more street circuit. That just really upsets the car. Curbs that we end up hitting as well is upsetting the car. So yeah, it's not the best upgraded version of this car by any means, I guarantee that. but I am enjoying the sheer hilarity of the huge amount of power that I've given it, and the fact that it's able to mostly deal with that power as well is really rather respectable. Just so happens that this circuit here is not well suited to our rock hard suspension and our very fine, delicate, upgraded car. Had we not had that wall collision penalty being a bit overzealous, we would have done better. But alas, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Can't always be successful. Avoided the bumps there, and as you can see, the car behaved a lot better. So yeah, again, towards the back of the leaderboard there. But hardly the worst lap time either, so yeah. Alright, let's see if we can at least get somewhat successful in the next race, hopefully a top 5 at least. Would be nice. Yeah, I definitely feel like probably all-wheel drive would be the way to go. Decrease the power a little bit, put the all-wheel drive in. Yes, it will give it extra weight and maybe make it a bit more oversteer heavy, but I feel like that would at least give us a bit more of a consistent control with the handling. Because the handling as it is fine. If you knock the power right back to its stock form, you'd have easily one of the best handling cars going. Because the brakes are great, the suspension has been lowered, the tyres are thicker front and rear, and obviously you got the semi-slicks. It's just to get it into A class, you also need a lot of power as well. Obviously you would get it into A class just with handling upgrades, but you would be unlikely to get it up towards the top of the PI, or top of the class. You'd probably be around 750 or thereabouts. Which I don't feel will be enough given the stock car only has 270 horsepower. Obviously you're dealing with supercars and cars with more power than that even stock, so use that power. I had to jump that like that because otherwise I'd have missed the checkpoint because of the bone shaker. Again, knocking people out of the checkpoint area. Certainly more than capable when it comes to straight line. These fast corners where got plenty of grip. Some of the time. We were getting on the GT86 there. Yeah, a little bit disappointed in this car. I was expecting better, but that's the fun of this game. You can trial and error to your heart's content, especially if you've got loads of money. So yeah, I will be definitely revisiting this car at some point. Probably not in a video, but we'll be revisiting it at some point. So yeah, it's definitely a car that has great potential. Just gotta, you know, trial and error. You know, what upgrades you give it, what kind of power you give it, what kind of torque you give it, and I'm sure in time, you know, the car will become a great car. So yeah, nonetheless, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.